Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Louth Looking Good 2020. A very different award ceremony this year, and a very important one that recognises the huge voluntary effort by Tidy Towns groups and Residents Association in delivering a successful Tidy Towns programme in our county. Louth Looking Good is an initiative of Louth Tidy Towns Together in partnership with Louth County Council and with very important financial support from County Louth Leader and our corporate sponsors. Without that support, it would be impossible to recognise the efforts of our volunteers who play such a crucial role in ensuring that Louth is looking good. The resilience of volunteers throughout the county this year, operating to strict public health guidelines, was quite simply outstanding. And it is a privilege for all of us associated with this campaign to be able to honour them here this evening. Not everybody can win a prize, but everybody is indeed a winner, with the biggest winner of all being the environment of our county. Lead sponsor of Louth Looking Good 2020 is Connect Credit Union, and we are so grateful to Chief Executive Officer Norman McDonnell and his team for their interest in and their support for Louth Looking Good. We all know that business has been very badly impacted by COVID-19, and indeed this has resulted in a number of our regular sponsors having to take a year out this year. We wish them well, and we hope that business will return to normal in the not-too-distant future. We thank our regular sponsors that have remained with us: Greenore Port, Callan Construction, Glasgow Recycling, V&W Recycling and Wuxi Biologics. And we warmly welcome and thank our new sponsor, Drogheda Credit Union. To the elected members of Louth County Council, we say thank you for your continued support. And we have to single out Councillors Maria Doyle and Liam Riley, whose extraordinary generosity and ongoing support for all things Tidy Towns is so appreciated and certainly not in any way taken for granted. Thanks also to Councillors John Sheridan and Maeve Yore for supporting this year's campaign. Our thanks also go to Kathleen Muckian and Gertie McGee, our adjudicators, whose task was even more difficult than normal this year, given the times that we are in. We'd also like to thank Michelle in Vision Design for the design and production of the adjudicators' results book, which the participants will receive over the next number of days. And finally, we'd like to thank Ken Finnegan, whose patience and generosity made it possible for us to have this virtual award ceremony. We definitely couldn't have done it without you, Ken, so thank you. Our very final thank you goes to the Community Employment Scheme workers and the TUS workers, who are our partners in the delivery of our work programmes on the ground. And now I'd like to hand you over to the first citizen of County Louth, the Cathaoirleach of Louth County Council, Councillor Dolores Minogue.
As Cathaoirleach of Louth County Council, it is my pleasure to address you this evening and pay tribute to the many, many volunteers that give so unselfishly of their time in towns, villages and housing estates throughout our county. The Tidy Towns movement in Ireland is second only to the JEA in terms of mobilising volunteers and engendering a sense of pride and indeed a sense of place, which is so vital to ensure vibrant, sustainable communities where quality of life is improved as a result of the magnificent voluntary effort. I firmly believe that our towns and villages would be a much different place if we didn't have the Tidy Towns at the heart of our communities. Louth is punching above its weight in the National Tidy Towns competition, with 4 gold medals, 3 bronze medals in the 2019 National Tidy Towns competition, as well, of course, as winning the National Waste Prevention and one of our entries, Blackrock, being crowned Ireland's tidiest small town. As a result of the great partnership between the voluntary sector, state agencies and the commercial sector, we are certainly together delivering results for our county. I would like to sincerely thank Connect Credit Union for their generous support as a lead sponsor of Louth Looking Good 2020, and I'd also extend a huge thanks to all other sponsors of the campaign. I myself am delighted to have sponsored the Chairman's Award, and I look forward to hearing who the lucky winner is. And I'm also delighted that Louth County Council is a key partner in the initiative and was able to provide financial support despite the challenging times we are in. Finally, thank you, Louth Tidy Towns Together, for all you do for the Tidy Towns development in our county. But most especially, thank you to every single volunteer who helped in any way with the Tidy Towns in your community. You are truly an inspiration, and I am proud to be able to say, as first citizen of our county, that Louth indeed is looking good. Go míle maith agat.
And now, what you've been waiting patiently for all evening, the results. We'll start with Housing Estates Category A and work our way through all the various categories and special awards, while also hearing at intervals from our sponsors and indeed from some of our volunteers who will talk to you about what Tidy Towns means to them. So keep watching and you're bound to see somebody you know from your general area. And the results for Category A Housing Estates, sponsored by Callan Construction, are as follows. The most improved housing estate in Louth Looking Good 2020 is St Mary's Court in Louth Village. In third place, we have Rathbone in Dromiskin. And in second place, last year's winner, Killinear Cottages. And taking top spot in Category A this year, Glide Road Cottages in Talonstown.
During the COVID crisis, of course, it's difficult for everybody. Tidy Towns can't continue to do the things that we normally do. We can't congregate as we would have done before, but we carry on as best we can. The litter picking rotas continue, the litter control up the main street, and it's been quite challenging. And more people are visiting Blackrock in the current crisis. The people are not going away, so there's more people in Blackrock from around about. The projects that we have underway are still underway. We've just finished a lighting project here in the park with the park committee. The next tranche of the footpaths on the Rock Road are due to start any day now, and we have a funding application in to continue that project into next year for the next under the Town and Village Renewal Scheme, and with the help of Maria Doyle and Louth County Council. I have to pay tribute to the members of our committee and our many volunteers around the village who continue to do the litter picking rotas and continue to do the work that's done that keeps Blackrock well presented.
And now on to Category B Housing Estates, sponsored by Wuxi Biologics. The most improved housing estate in this category is Mayfield Drive in Haggardstown. And in second place, moving up the ranking significantly, we have Rathmore Cottages in Kilcurley. And in first place, no stranger to this accolade, Papal Drive in Cullen. And now on to Category C Housing Estates, which this year is sponsored by Greenore Port. We have an Adjudicators Award here, and it goes to St Fursey's Terrace in Blackrock. In third place, St Mary's Villas in Kilserran. With second place going to Orchard Villas in Termonfeckin. And retaining its first position, well done Seaview Anniegasson.
Hi, I'm Deirdre and I'm the PRO with Monaster Boys Tourism and Tidy Towns Group. This year with COVID restrictions, we found it hasn't really hindered our work in the area, thankfully. There's been a lot of different projects taking place during the year, including our Olivia's Orchard, which was planted with 96 fruit trees, all pollinator friendly, of course. We have our sponsored trees within the 2 pollinator areas in Priesttown and Killinear, and children painted lots of different stones and created little features along the nature walk, which has proved a big hit, and we hope to get some Christmas elements involved there in the next couple of weeks. We have about 30 volunteers who work all year round on the different areas within the community, from grass cutting, planting, trimming, digging, you name it, our volunteers can turn their hand to it, and I think the area can speak for itself, and it shows the hard work that everyone has put in place. We'd like to thank our sponsors during the year, our Louth Leader funding, which helped the Olivia's Orchard come to life, and our work with Louth Tidy Towns Together has been a huge help. This year we won the Biodiversity Environment Award, which we were very happy with.
The LCDC approves the Leader Grant that is so important in the delivery of Louth Looking Good. Its chairperson, Joan Martin, joins us this evening.
Good evening, everybody. I'm really delighted to be here as Chair of Louth LCDC to talk to you on the occasion of this wonderful annual event held by Louth Tidy Towns Together. This has been a very difficult year for County Louth and for Ireland, and indeed the whole world, as we grapple with the COVID pandemic. And these kinds of events have been more important than ever, for so many people need the encouragement and the comfort of regular events that happen every year to make them feel that everything is actually all right with the planet and that sooner or later things will get back to normal. Louth LCDC is in the final throes now of allocating money under the current Interreg programme, and it was a great pleasure for the committee at one of its recent meetings to allocate funding to this annual competition for County Louth. I know how important it is for all of our Tidy Towns groups to have this, what we call, I suppose, a run-in before the national Tidy Towns competition, where Louth always does so very well. So I congratulate the Louth Tidy Towns Together Committee on their endeavour and their initiative in the current year to keep this very important competition going. As I say, the LCDC was delighted to be associated with it and delighted that we were able to give some small funding towards the event. And we look forward to continuing our association with Louth Tidy Towns in the years ahead in this wonderful annual community event. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anne O'Connor from Grange Tidy Towns, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about what we've been doing in 2020. It's been a strange year because of the pandemic, but local people have maintained a great standard in their homes. All the approach roads have been kept well, and open spaces. And here we're situated at Grange Pond, which is a great facility for fishing and for youngsters feeding the ducks, and just for anybody who wants to walk around. But it's a pleasure to see what has been done here. Although the National Tidy Towns competition was cancelled this year, Louth Tidy Towns Together has still continued to motivate all the Tidy Towns groups and to continue its competition for the County of Louth. So we're looking forward to the award ceremony when it comes up virtually. And I just want to say how vigilant everybody has been, and I want to promote our Coulee in Bloom rather. People are planting and sowing spring flower bulbs, daffodils, tulips, narcissus, hyacinths, all over the place. So in springtime we should have a great display, and it's also a tribute to our frontline workers. They have been so good. We thought it was a nice gesture. So Cooley in Bloom 2021, look out for it.
And now for the results of Category D, with the first prize in this category sponsored by Drogheda Credit Union and the remaining prizes by Councillor Liam Riley. The Adjudicators Award in Category D goes to Capock's Gate in RD. And now we have joint third place this year. Clushnamonach in Carlingford, and Churchview in Dromiskin. In second place is Ferdia Park in RD. And really moving up the ranks and taking first place with an excellent performance is Beechwood Drive in Dunleer. So, have you guessed yet what estate is the best overall housing estate in County Louth? It's St Oliver's Park in Carlingford. And thanks to our sponsor, Louth County Council, and indeed the winner also receives the Nicholas McCabe Perpetual Trophy.
Hello there, I'm Neville Kenny from the Sandpit Community Group here in Termafeckin in County Louth. You're very welcome to Sandpit. We're very proud of what we've been achieving here in Sandpit over the last couple of years since we formed as a group in 2018. We're particularly proud of the record we've had in the Litter League over the last 2 years, achieving a gold medal the first year we entered and a gold medal again in 2019. So we're looking forward to maintaining that record. Sandpit is a small community, it's part of Termafeckin, but we're very proud of where we come from. In 2020, despite all the challenges, it's actually allowed us to focus on community. And in a strange way, by being out walking on the roads, we've got to back in touch with our neighbours. So it has been actually a beneficial year for our community spirit here in Sandpit. Our focus since 2018 has been about developing a community garden here in Sandpit. Obviously it's November now, so our flowers are not in full colour. But again, we'll be bringing these back into life again in 2021. And we're across the road from Sandpit School at the moment. So our objective in 2021 is to get the children from the school painting the fencing that we've put in this year and bringing to life this area. We see the young people and also the parents in the community in particular at school times spending time here, talking here, gathering here. And isn't that what community is about?
The presentation of shop fronts plays a crucial role in the positive visual impact of any town or village. And we have a number of shop fronts that we wish to acknowledge in Louth Looking Good this evening. And they are but representing a wider number that play such a huge role and present their properties to the highest possible standard in our county. In Anniegasson, we have Slawns and the Glide Inn. In RD, we have Sizzlers and Finley's Ice Cream Parlour and Bliss Tea Rooms, and finally, Carney's. Moving to Blackrock, we have Uncle Tom's Cabin, The Break, The Crafty Rock, The Black Walk, The Claremont, and Well Done Dundalk Golf Club. In Castle Bellingham, we have Clodagh Hair Salon. Moving to Carlingford, we have the Kingfisher Bistro, the wonderful McKevitt's Village Hotel, Rena's, and the Carlingford Arms, Ruby Ellen's Tea Rooms, Ma Baker's, and the Bay Tree Restaurant. Moving to Clogherhead, we have Garrett's Family Butcher, and on to Cullen, John Waters Pub and Restaurant, and Crosby's Butchers. And in Dunleer, we have the stunning Larry Hand Butchers and Dunleer Beauty Clinic. In Knockbridge, McNamee's Public House. And in Louth Village, Murnahan's Bar, back to its former glory. In Monaster Boyce, the Monaster Boyce Inn. And in Omeath, we have Mulligan's Corner House and Sister Chips. In Sandpit, we have McGrain's XL Stores, while in Termonfeckin, we have Madden's Centra. In Tullyallen, we have the stunning Morning Star. And finally, in Talonstown, we have the Louth Arms. We'll now hear from Frank O'Brien, Chairman of Louth Leader Partnership.
I am glad to be here as Chair of Louth Leader Partnership. We, over the many years in relation to both Tidy Towns and Tidy Towns Together in Louth, have assisted groups in the community and indeed Tidy Towns Together in their applications for funding under the Leader programme. And I think over the years we've been one of the major supporters and sponsor to the funders of Louth Looking Good Awards. Also, Louth Leader Partnership administers and manages the TOOS job activation measure, and many Tidy Towns groups in Louth have availed of having a Tidy Towns worker who assisted on a part-time basis in them achieving the targets they have set in relation to both the Tidy Towns Together programme and also in relation to Louth Looking Good Awards. Finally, I would like to congratulate, most importantly, everyone for participating in it. It is very important in communities for participation and inclusiveness. And as such, I wish every group participating the best of success in this year's competition. Thank you.
My name is Jim Bourne and I'm Secretary of Castlefellingham and Kilsare and Tidy Towns. And I'd just like to give you a short brief piece of information on how we coped and managed through COVID. At the beginning, when lockdown came, we thought that we wouldn't be able to continue with our programs, but we decided that it was more important now and through that than ever before to try and get our programs done. We proceeded with our program. We done all our planting, we done our hanging baskets, we done all our usual maintenance. We approached everything in the same manner as we would any other year, as if there was a national Tidy Towns competition on, which gave us the incentive to keep the standard up, which we proceeded to do. Projects which we thought we might have to suspend, we brought them forward and we continued them through new projects, new areas, new flowers, new planting, and some information boards on historical interest to persons visiting the village. We found that as we went on, more people got involved with us because of the lockdown and were out and more friendly and generally having a good take on the whole upkeep of the village.
The Environmentalist of the Year, inaugurated in 1996 and sponsored by former Councillor Peter Savage, acknowledges exceptional individual effort, and so many wonderful volunteers have been acknowledged by this award over the last 24 years. Who will take the crown this year from the current Environmentalist of the Year, Seamus McArdle? The runner-up of the County Louth Environmentalist of the Year 2020 is Kathleen Smith from Monaster Boyce Tidy Towns. And the Environmentalist of the Year 2020 is a most deserving winner, and she is Eileen Carter, Blackrock Tidy Towns, for her work with Blackrock Tidy Towns Committee and indeed Blackrock Park Committee. We will now hear from Councillor Liam Riley, whose generous financial contribution sponsored a number of awards here this evening.
Good evening, and you're very welcome to the Louth Looking Good Awards 2020. It's unfortunate that we can't meet in person tonight, and I do appreciate you tuning in to support your local Tidy Towns efforts on this occasion. The conditions over the last number of months have made it difficult for Tidy Towns, Tidy Towns committees to sustain the work that they've been able to do. But we do appreciate the effort that each and every one of you have gone to on a daily, a weekly and the last year basis to support the efforts on the ground. Louth Tidy Towns Together have been a great support, and I'm a proud member of Louth Tidy Towns Together, as I am a secretary of my own Tidy Towns group for the last 20 odd years. I appreciate the value that each and every one of you do, and I understand the litter picks and the planting schemes and encouraging visitors to come to your local area takes time, effort and money. And this year particularly, I was able to give a significant donation from my councillor's allocation to the Louth Looking Good Awards to supplement the funding for that scheme. I understand and appreciate that the winners tonight will be able to use that money to supplement funding applications to LEADER and other initiatives that Louth County Council may operate in 2021, and therefore it's giving money back into our local community and sustaining our local Tidy Towns groups. I want to thank the members of Louth Tidy Towns Together for support, their continued support, efforts and their good humour as we meet now online or as previously in person to support the Tidy Towns movement. It very much values our county as a place to live, to visit and to work. And I want to thank each and every one of the volunteers, too many to mention, across this wide county for their efforts that they do on a daily basis to support how beautiful our county is presented, not just for the regional awards, but the National Tidy Towns Awards and also Pride of Place Awards. And to any of you here tonight watching that sees the value in Tidy Towns, please, by all means, contact your local Tidy Towns to support them either financially or in person, who are always looking for new members to sustain this movement. And I want to wish each and every one of you the very best of luck tonight. Go raibh míle maith agat.
We have 3 special awards to be announced, and they are the Youth Award, with the cash prize sponsored by Councillor Maria Doyle, and the Perpetual Award sponsored by former Councillor Frank Marr. And it goes to Black Rock Tidy Towns for their partnership with the youth of the parish on a wildflower planting and seed saving initiative, as well as beach cleans with the Fridays for Future group. The Age Friendly Award, the cash prize here, is also sponsored by Councillor Maria Doyle, with the Perpetual Award sponsored by Matthews Coach Hire. And the winner is Stabannon Tidy Towns for a project that saw sunflower seeds provided to senior citizens in the village to look after during the initial period of public health restrictions and the subsequent planting of the sunflowers in the village to add cheer in these challenging times. Our third special award is the Waste Minimisation Award, sponsored by Glasgow Recycling and V&W Recycling. And the winner is Dromiskin Tidy Towns for a suite of projects including provision of large-scale decorative water butts, subsidised household water butts and home composting units to local residents, and indeed for energy and water conservation measures throughout the community.
It's been a very strange year again with our COVID situation here. And funny enough, it's the second year in 3 years that we haven't in Townsend, haven't been in a Tidy Towns competition. In 2018, due to a local issue here in Townsend, we didn't take part. 2019, we got back in and we were really going well again and really enjoyed our comeback. And now we have 2020 again, which is really disappointing because of the fact that we were in the process of getting a new 3-year plan developed thanks to funding we received from Louth Leader. This 3-year plan was going to be very important for us, and we had taken cognizance of lots of ideas with regard to this. We first of all went to all the resident associations in the village to find out what their ideas were and what they wanted to see there and how they wanted to see their estates being developed and being improved. And we had hoped to marry that with the recommendations of the Tidy Towns judges down through the years. And those two things combined with the guy who's developing the plan hopefully would give us something very, very good to base our next 3 years on into the future. But unfortunately, with the present situation, COVID has intervened and it's caused us lots of problems with regard to getting that plan brought to fulfilment. It's interesting to note that what the local people see is not always compatible with what the judges from the Tidy Towns competitions see. And it's very difficult to try and marry those two together. But you have to take into consideration that it can't be just based on Tidy Towns judges' ideas. It has to be the locals, because they, after all, they're living here for 365 days of the year, and what they want has to be taken into consideration as well. We were very much looking forward to the Louth Looking Good Awards this year. We haven't been at the top or in the pecking order, high up in the pecking order in the last few years, but we had hoped to make a good effort this year. But of course, again, COVID has intervened and now we're going all virtual and everything else. Because there's no doubt about it that all the competitions, Louth Looking Good, the Tidy Towns Together competition, they have made this county probably one of the top 2 or 3 counties in the whole of the country.
So we're delighted to hear that Louth Looking Good Awards are going ahead once again this year, albeit in a slightly different format. It's been a very difficult year for a lot of Tidy Towns groups, from getting out on work sessions and undertaking projects. But I suppose it wasn't all bad for us here in Louth this year, as we were delighted to be nominated by Louth County Council to represent Louth in the National Pride of Place Awards, and thrilled, absolutely thrilled as well, to be announced as the runners-up in the coastal category in the competition. So I'm here today with 2 hats on, one as chairperson of Louth Tidy Towns and the other as secretary of Louth Tidy Towns Together. And being part of Louth Tidy Towns Together is very rewarding. You get to see it firsthand, how the members groups benefit from the sharing of ideas and advice while making great friendships along the way. We look forward to receiving the adjudicator's brochure every year, and it really proves very useful, and it highlights issues or projects that might otherwise be missed, and helps us with forming our work programme for the coming year. Indeed, in some cases it has helped us develop projects that can be applied for through LEADER or Louth County Council. I'd also like to acknowledge our hard-working judges, Mary, Gertie and Kathleen, and really appreciate their enthusiasm, the time and the effort that they put into preparing for the awards and the in-depth reports that they provide each year. And just a big thank you from all of us here in Louth, and good luck to everyone in the competition this year.
We now move on to the graveyard category, sponsored by Louth County Council. And in 3rd place, we have Dromiskin. In 2nd place, Tullyallen. And the winner, once again, is Haggardstown Old Graveyard. The Chairman's Award is kindly sponsored by Councillor Dolores Minogue, and the winner is Annie Gass and Tidy Towns. Next up is a special recognition award sponsored by Councillor Liam Riley, and it goes to Talonstown Tidy Towns on the 10th anniversary of the village winning the National Tidy Towns competition, and for keeping up the standard, as well as for being an inspiration to other groups in the county as they too strive to excel.
Dromiskin Tidy Towns are delighted to welcome you to the Heritage Park here in Dromiskin, probably one of our nicest projects that we've done so far. I'm sure, like a lot of different Tidy Towns groups, we've got a bit of a shock earlier on in the year, and especially when the lockdown came, I think a lot of us thought maybe that was it for the year. But one of the things that became very evident early on was that without maintenance, that things were going to deteriorate very quickly. So we as a group, I suppose, decided that whenever possible, that we would, and going within the regulations, that we would continue our maintenance programme to the best of our ability. We were very, very delighted, I suppose, in some respects, when the National Tidy Towns competition was cancelled, that the Louth Looking Good Awards, it was announced that they would be held. So that gave us a focus and gave us something to aim at. And we found the report books from last year, both from the National Tidy Towns and the Louth Looking Good Awards. We found those booklets extremely helpful in helping us to focus on what we needed to do. A massive thank you to all our volunteers from the Tidy Towns group and to the community scheme and to different people from around the community that helped. And we were delighted actually that we were able to get some projects off the ground. We're particularly excited about our pond project, which got a massive boost with the help of the Han family. So that's something that we're looking forward to doing. Despite the terrible times that we're in and the fact that everybody is so confused at the moment, we managed to stay afloat, and we're looking forward to next year with a lot of hope and, please God, a lot of confidence, and hopefully that everything will come back to normal as best as possible.
Next up, we have 4 Merit Awards made possible by the generosity of Councillor Maria Doyle. And before we announce the winners, we'll have a few words from Maria.
I'm delighted to be a sponsor again this year of the Louth Looking Good Awards. Although we cannot have our usual award night ceremony in the Crown Plaza, I would like to commend Louth Tidy Towns Together for ensuring that the Tidy Towns volunteers and residents associations throughout our county continue to be recognised and rewarded for their hard work. We are now into the 4th season of living with COVID, but I am astonished by the amount of work that you continue to do this year to keep our county looking so lovely. I would like to congratulate all the prize winners and all of you, the volunteers. Keep up the good work and keep Louth looking good. Thank you.
And the Special Merit Awards go to Grange, Knockbridge, Sandpit and Termonfeckin.
Real delighted to be here at Stephenstown Pond today to say a few words on the Knockbridge Tidy Towns and Louth Looking Good competition. This year, unfortunately, with the COVID, the national awards is not on, but we had probably, this was one of the first years in Knockbridge that the community came together because of the COVID and no work, that there was a lot of people in the community out, and we probably got more people out that we never got out in the village. Or a lot of the local residents all worked together and it was great. So we got a bronze medal in the last year, so we're hoping with the Louth Looking Good now it's a big competition for us, you know, it's all we have, and hopefully this year we can do well. I know COVID has affected everything, but with a bit of luck and with guidance from the Louth County Council, hopefully we can have a bit of a shout this year.
So in March in Carlingford, when the lockdown hit, our team were very busy. We actually created a new flower bed in and around the Carlingford Castle, and we also enhanced the planting around the Darcy McGee. We moved our meetings to outdoors. We met at the picnic benches in the village green, and we also did a lot of discussions on WhatsApp video calls. We had been meaning for years to do a community survey, and this year we finally got around to doing it because we had the time to do it. So we put that online. It had 120 respondents, and it just outlined the priorities of our local community, what areas they wanted to improve. So we've applied for funding in those areas. We also spoke to Fáilte Ireland this year. They're creating a mini tourism master plan for Carlingford, and we completed a survey with them, and we also did a telephone interview. This year we did manage to have 2 events. We had a spring clean back in March. Maybe it was April, and we created a new flower bed on the village green. We were helped by Glenmore Athletic Club and also Love Your Loch. The other one was the Clean Coast, where we cleaned the beach from out the Greenough Road right into the harbour here, and we were helped by Bord Ishkamara and also by the oyster companies. Litter was a big challenge for us this year. We had to go out picking up litter more often. Because a lot of businesses were running only takeaway, there was a lot of waste created and the bins were overflowing. So we got We enlisted the help of the council to empty those bins at the weekend. That helped the rest of the Cooley Peninsula, who also got their bins emptied. And I'd just like to say a big shout out to our volunteers who we haven't seen in a long time. And we look forward to 2021. We're creating a new flower bed around the tennis courts with lovely seasonal planting and lots of tulips.
We have now arrived at the top 5 awards in Louth Looking Good 2020. And we have to say that it was closer than ever this year on deciding the winners, but winners had to be decided. The Most Improved Award in Louth Looking Good 2020 goes to Clogherhead. Winner of the Adjudicators Award is Monaster Boyce. And so we've reached the top 3 in Louth Looking Good, with these awards sponsored by our lead sponsor, Connect Credit Union. So we'll now hear from Norman MacDonald, its Chief Executive.
Hello. On behalf of Connect Credit Union, I'd like to say that we are absolutely delighted to be lead sponsor for Louth Looking Good Awards 2020. We are proud and honoured to be associated with such a fabulous organisation that Louth Tidy Towns are. Connect Credit Union and Tidy Towns are very similar in nature. Both are deeply embedded in their respective communities and both add huge value. I have a great understanding of the fantastic work that Tidy Towns do, especially in the Castlebellan, Kilsayon and Anniegasson areas, under the guidance of Bernadette Lennon. Connect Credit Union was formed in 1968, and over the last 52 years we have grown to a 60 million organisation, spread across 4 branches, which includes areas like Kilkerry, Hagerstown, Knockbridge, Blackrock, Kilsayon, Castlebellingham, Anniegasson and Clogherhead. Over the coming months, we would like to work with all the Tidy Towns organisations in those areas. 2020 was an extraordinary year. Connect Credit Union was deemed an essential service, and as so, we remained open throughout. Our online loan application proved a huge success, with all our members availing of our hugely popular loan products. We were also there for some of our members who needed a sympathetic ear. As 2020 draws to a close, we will look forward with excitement to 2021. Connect Credit Union will be launching some fantastic new loan products in early 2021. Like our new business loan for businesses that suffered during COVID-19. We will also be launching our new mortgage home loan for all those people trying to get into property ladder or indeed trading up. And we'll also be launching our new farming loan called Cultivate for all our agricultural members who live and farm in all our local communities. For further details of these new and exciting products, please visit connectcu.ie. Finally, I would like to wish all our potential prize winners the very best of luck in the Louth Looking Good Awards 2020. No matter the outcome, ye all have done tremendous work and should feel really proud of your achievements. May you all have a lovely Christmas and a very peaceful and happy New Year. Thank you.
Will we have any surprises? Well, we're just about to find out. In 3rd place in Louth Looking Good is Carlingford. Runner-up in Louth Looking Good, Dromiskin. And yes, you've guessed it, Ireland's tidiest small town once again reigns supreme in Louth Looking Good. Congratulations, Blackrock, and you obviously also receive the Tommy Riley Perpetual Award. Thank you for staying with us this evening. Congratulations to the winners, And thanks to every single person who played their part in ensuring that Louth was indeed looking good in 2020, a year we will never forget.